Well, thanks for joining us in the KX Country Clubhouse. Ellison Archer here, and we're so happy to be joined by Aaron Goodman. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Hey all, how are you guys?
We're doing good. We're, the quarantine thing. Well, I guess we're not really quarantined, Carolyn? We're just sort of here in our home studio. It looks like you're in the same situation. You got some nice
Yeah,
fancy equipment there.
I always forget how messy my room is until I get in front of a camera and then I see it. I should have a background like you guys so that nobody can see what's behind there. It's
I,
kind
I
of a
built
mess.
that with my own hands.
Did you?
No,
Yeah.
no, but you did something with your own hands and your voice and your music. CCMA nominations. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's incredible. I'm always blown away every time the CCMAs roll around because I'm up for anything because I 16 going to the CCMAs and like first as like a fan and then as like a delegate and I've literally probably watched like 500 people win awards and never did I ever think that I would be up for any, let alone win one. So I'm very grateful just to be in the mix.
Well, Jerry and I feel actually very bonded to you because the year that you won your first CCMA was the year that we won our first
Yes,
CCMA.
I remember that. That's so awesome.
I remember seeing you accept that award. I think it was on the Saturday night. We had the big dinner, all the people.
Yeah.
Remember that? And what a great speech you gave. Very tearful.
Yeah, and I think I said holy S balls or something like
I believe you did, but since then, I mean, awards are important. It's nice to be nominated, but you sort of have to move on from that. And I barely even look at my award like ever. Do I ever?
Oh, here it comes.
I've never. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
It's hard to find.
In fact, I could probably. Well, here. I don't.
Look at this.
I don't know where mine is. Actually.
Oh.
I'm just gonna set it right there.
There you
Aren't
go.
they beautiful? Mine's upstairs. Should I go and grab mine?
It's awesome. It's it's so cool. It's just an amazing thing. It's
We
like
also want to congratulate you on your new song too. Every time you take your time, it is just fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I wrote it with Ed Hill and Jimmy Ritchie, and so Ed Hill is if you just Google him, you'll see all the hits he's written over the years from It Matters to Me by Faith Hill to his most recent number one, which was Most People Are Good by Luke Bryan. He's just a hit maker and has been for a long time. And likes writing songs with me for some reason, and I like writing songs with him. But me and him and Jimmy have written quite a few songs together. They have bugged me for years of why they've never had a single on me, so now they can stop bugging me. But it's basically just a song. I went in, I was kind of on like a Just Got Started Loving You kind of a kick, and I love those types of songs and by James Otto, and James is a good friend of mine and we write songs too. But like I was just like I was trying to, not that I was trying to get like write that song, but I was trying to get something in that vein because I love those grooves so much. And I walked in with Jimmy and Ed that day and I was like, I've got a title called Slow Motion, and the first line of the song Slow Motion was every time you take your time. Like that was what as soon as I spit that out, Ed just stopped me and he's like, no, that's your title. That's what we're writing. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't even think of that, So, and I was like, and plus you've written like 9,000 more hit songs than I have. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you, dictate that. So I went into this groove and I played that and they were like, oh, that's your title. And we basically wrote it, I'm married and I'm very fast getting ready. And my wife is not. And that's where the whole song came from, the whole idea of the song. And it was so much fun to write with those guys. And I'm so excited to have this one on the radio. It's going to be so much fun.
I was going to say, according to the song, you enjoy watching her get ready, though.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, my joke when I play live, when we play this song is that, I tell this story about how we decide that we're going to go to a movie, and I'm like, cool, boots, hat, out the door, and I turn around and she's not there. And Um, and then so the joke that I tell is I was like, well, I called up a couple buddies and we wrote this song because we had the time.
Mhm.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny
Oh,
because a lot of people have a lot of time right now,
Yeah.
Aaron, with everything that's going on. First of all, how's your family? Everybody staying safe, I would assume. And what do you do to
Man,
keep your spirits up?
we have been super fortunate. I feel like all the COVID, uh, people that have got it are have degrees of separation. It's like, oh, the video guy that we were supposed to use for this one thing got it, so we couldn't do this. And like but it hasn't really been anybody that I really know personally. There was a couple cases right off the bat, that I knew the person, but man, we've been really safe. And I feel like my wife and I are pretty fortunate. We're out in Williamson County, which isn't right in Davidson County, Nashville, which is a lot of people are struggling there now, especially now. It's getting worse now. And but we're out in this little town called Fairview. It's in Williamson County. It's got one long main street, and that's about it. And so we've been pretty secluded out here, which I think has really helped. And but we've just tried to wash our hands and wear masks when we go out, and we just do our best to just to just do our part,
yeah. Well,
and
as a performer too, I mean, you're out on the road a lot. So with everything kind of coming to a screeching halt, the live shows, the touring, everything, what have you kind of been doing with that downtime? Have you enjoyed it, or have you found it a bit frustrating?
well, right off the bat, it was kind of like a shock. It was I didn't really know what to do because it literally changed my whole year, and everybody's whole year. It wasn't just mine, but it was very hard to deal with right at the beginning. But then I was like, all right, well, what can we do? And obviously, I'm sure everybody's computers have been used a lot more in these times. But we basically we started a fan club that we're really proud of, and it's called Fan the Jam, and we're getting other artists on it now, and it's a platform for fans that where we give discounts on merch, and I give away a song every month, and then I do Zoom concerts. And I think so for me it's been really great in a sense of being able to connect more with my like hardcore fans that just love what I do. And it's been, so that part for me has been really great. I don't know that I would have been able to connect on the level that that I am now with them. So that part has been amazing. It is I honestly thought by now we'd be out of it. Like I really did. And we're just like every day it's like, nope, we're not. And it's like, okay, well, great. So it's been really challenging. But also we've been working on renovations on the house. So that has kind of fit into this a little bit, and we've been able to do things. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I really thrive on being on stage, and I think that's why I've done everything else. And the songwriting was always a means to get back on stage. So it's it's that part of it has been very tough, and it's hard for me to write songs on Zoom, especially. I can usually write with one person, but writing with two or three just gets like too many people talking, and it's just yeah. So it's definitely been challenging, and but like I say, we're all in the same boat.
What's next for you in the coming months? What are you working on? I know the album, which is V, by the way, not the number
No.
5.
Yes, V, yes.
And the
And
is-
it's really, really cool. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. We just shot the video for Every Time You Take Your Time. So that'll be coming out very soon. We shot it on Monday.
Does it
and
star your wife?
it does.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. We just thought it would have been too inauthentic to not have the woman that I wrote the song about. So yes, V is in the video, and she is pretty much the main focus. And I'm a little bit worried. I think she might get some other jobs, in other people's videos. She looks fantastic, and
Yeah.
it's going to be really cool. So we're really excited about that. We've actually started to venture out to do. We're now talking about doing some shows. Hopefully in Canada as well. It's a little complicated because of the 2-week quarantine thing. I would have to go up there and stay quarantined for 2 weeks, and which I totally understand, but it's made it really hard for us to like do that and then have enough shows to try. And so we're hoping that we can get back up there. I know that in the new year that we are planning a tour called Together Again. It'll be an acoustic tour with me and my drummer, and so hopefully we'll be able to make it out to Ontario.
Do you miss sports?
Yes, I'm so glad that hockey is like,
Yeah.
that was my saving grace. I was like, oh well, maybe I'll be able to at least watch hockey, and then of course everything shut down, and I'm like, oh my Lord, what are we gonna do? My wife and I watched all the Harry Potters. I don't know that we're even Harry Potter fans, but we were like, well, there's 7 of them, so that'll kill some time.
That'll get us through this, and
Yeah.
no, not enough.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Have you been binging Netflix as well on Netflix? Anything?
Yeah, lots of that. My wife and I are totally hooked on Veronica Mars right now. We're on season 3, and we're big fans of before quarantine, COVID, and all that. My wife, it's about a 40 to 45 minute commute into Nashville, so my wife and I are hooked on a ton of different podcasts, and that's what we've started listening to. But there's a podcast called Armchair Expert by Dax Shepard, and Dax Shepard's wife is Kristen
Bell.
And so through all that, we're like, oh, we should watch Veronica Mars, and now we're like just hooked right on it. So.
Yeah, that show is pretty awesome. I've listened to it as well. Dax Shepard, pretty funny guy. Pretty
That guy's unbelievable, and just such an inquisitive, articulate guy that you wouldn't expect to be so articulate, and it's just awesome.
I also think he should be playing the Tiger King. They really should cast him.
They definitely should. That would be so great.
I don't know if anybody should play that. I'm not sure.
Oh man, the role of a lifetime.
Well, listen, goodbye, all you cool cats and kittens. No, listen, it's been a lot of fun talking to you, Aaron. Really, we're so happy for you, your nominations and the songs. And Carolyn, it's been a strange time for us on this side of the business, and we're happy to see that you're doing so well.
Well, I mean, it's strange for everybody, and I these things are about finding ways to deal with them in productive ways, and I feel like we've done an okay job of that. And
I have to say, I actually enjoy the interview process like this now, because a lot of our interviews, especially doing the morning show, a lot of them are over the phone because artists don't want to come in at that hour. So it's actually kind of nice to get to like chat like you're on a phone, but at the same time get to see you while we're talking to you.
Yeah, I mean, there is some positive things about it, and I hope that going forward we do more of this kind of stuff. I do prefer to see people's faces. So
yeah.
Now, one thing I just wanted to ask you again, what was the name of that fan club again? I just wanted to.
It's called Fan the Jam. So FANTHEJAM. Okay. And then / you can just go to that and find me, but then just be / Aaron Goodman if you were looking directly for mine. But there's quite a few other artists on there, and we're adding more all the time, and it's a really cool thing. It's a really I have, like, for a guy like me who's been writing songs since I don't know, I was 12. Mm-hmm. I have a very large catalog of songs that I love that don't necessarily make the record or that I still love and I still want people to hear. So it's really cool to be able to offer that up to members.
Well, you could probably go back, Aaron, in your catalog and look at songs and just change it for the times, cross out SARS and put in coronavirus.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. Yeah. I've got tons of songs with Corona in it. So I'm already killing it there.
I've got a refrigerator with tons of Corona in it as well.
Yeah, I guess we're back to drinking that now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. My wife's a big Corona fan, so yeah, she drinks Coronas all the time. So.
Right on. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. Really
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. And let's go win some more awards just for fun.
Let's do it. Sounds good.
I need a partner for this puppy right here.
Yeah, I know. This one's so lonely. Look at
this is my exercise here.
I'm gonna have to bring mine down from here on out for the.
Yeah, you're gonna need it for every video.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
Thanks so much, Aaron.
We'll see you soon.